The Out of Bounds Show podcast is presented by the premium cigars at Havana Smoke Shop. Visit their 2 locations, I-55 in Jackson and on the Res, for your premium cigar needs. Only at Havana Smoke Shop.
Is this thing working? Give me some sound over here. Yeah.
The Out of Bounds Show is powered by the award-winning golf courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Oh, good morning, good morning. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Driven by your next Ram truck, pre-owned or new. Mac Hike, Flowwood, MacHikeFlowwood.com. We welcome in Lee Sterling, our friend, ParamountSports.com, handicapper to the gods. He joins us on the Modelo guest line. It's exciting. Week 2 of college football, week 1 of the NFL. And we've got a big one. We think we've got a big one, especially when you look at the schedule this week. North Carolina State at Mississippi State. Blake and I will be heading to Starkville a little bit later today. Wolfpack are favored. They've got a heck of an offensive line and 2 big boy running backs, and they're favored 1.5, 2.5 points. So, yep. Lee Sterling on the show. Lee, what is the right team favored, and how do you see this game tomorrow night in Starkville?
Okay, so both teams, I think, are in a little bit different spots here regard to roster construction. Mike Leach in year 2 trying to get his air raid offense functioning at a high level. Still no running game, and he's going to have to fly with Will Rogers. Just doesn't have the depth at quarterback and some other positions. If you watch NC State, they don't have stars. I don't know if they're going to have anyone drafted in the top 2 or 3 rounds, but they just play well together. This is a team, believe it or not, I mean, there's no great team in the ACC. They could end up winning this thing. Their quarterback, Devin Leary, doesn't make mistakes. Top running backs, receivers, get separation. Mike Leach is the bloom off, 9-18 against the spread his last 27 games as head coach. Surprisingly, I'm going to take the ACC over the SEC in this game. It's hard to do, but I think it's the right time. I think it's NC State's time here. The right team is favored here. I like NC State, the Wolfpack, over Mississippi State.
All right, so Lee likes the North Carolina State Wolfpack over MSU, but that's probably not a game you're playing, right, Lee?
Probably not.
Okay.
Not.
All right. ParamountSports.com. What is now, this is awesome, Lee. We now have college and NFL this weekend, so tell us what's going on.
Okay, so I found a game when I'm studying games where in the pros, usually it takes me like 3 or 4 weeks to really get a good handle on teams, but I found something. This is my 28th year. I've never released. I rate my games from 10 to 50 units, and we're 52-18 on our 40 to 50 unit max wagers. I've never released an NFL game from 40 to 50 units. I think the first 3 weeks of the year. First time ever, week 1 in the NFL, right out of the gate, I found a 50-unit wager, a max wager, where a team is underrated by at least 3 or 4 points. Another team is way overrated. The injuries, the matchups dictated, even the weather is going to be perfect. So we're going to release this game. If you want to get involved, go to ParamountSports.com. Look at 52-18 on these wagers, almost 75% over the last 15 years since we went to the 10 to 50 unit rating system. So you want to get involved 3 weeks, use coupon code SAVE100, just $297. You want to ride on board for the season, use coupon code SAVE300, just $1,297. We are the number 1 documented service in the country. Last year, winning money for our clients combined NFL and college football. You can look it up on our website. You can see every game we've given our clients over the last 5 years. Also, our picks are sold at covers.com with 40 other handicappers. We beat them all in football.
Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com on the Out of Bounds Show. Kentucky, Missouri. That's an SEC matchup this weekend. Who do you like and why?
So last year, the Tigers, great game plan. Ground and pound mixed in with short passing game. They controlled the clock in that game for over 43 of the 60 minutes. No Larry Roundtree, though, this year. I think Missouri is solid, but not great. the team to watch in the SEC that they could end up finishing second in their conference is the Kentucky Wildcats. They bring in a transfer quarterback, Will Levis. I think he's going to be solid to good. Slashing running back Chris Rodriguez. They also brought in a Nebraska transfer receiver, Wandale Robinson. So they finally have an offense to control the game, and their defense is always salty also. And I think Mark Stoops is ready for this game. I think he's going to serve up revenge for last year's 20-10 loss on a cold, hard dish here. We're going to call this the blowout special. Kentucky big 30-17 over the Tigers.
He's going with the Wildcats and the Penn State transfer and Mark Stoops on Saturday, Kentucky, Missouri. Green Bay and New Orleans. Houdat Nation will get to see Aaron Rodgers up close and early, Lee. Is you going Saints, you going Packers?
So I don't get this line. I made Green Bay as a 4-point favorite. I thought they should have been a 4-point favorite in the Superdome, and they were listed as a 3-point favorite. I said, okay, it's off a point. They only moved the line 1 point to Green Bay -4. This line should be -7, 7.5. Green Bay, solid everywhere. Yeah, they're without their star offensive lineman, but New Orleans, no Drew Brees for the first time in 16 years. That's going to be weird. No Michael Thomas to stretch the vulnerable Green Bay secondary if you have a top-shelf receiver. Last year, Aaron Rodgers put up 37 points in an empty Superdome without Devontae Adams here. So I like Green Bay. I think they pull away here, 34-23. And this is going to be my lock here. We rate our locks from level 1, 2, and 3. Level 2 lock right out of the gate.
And for our listeners, this game's in Jacksonville, Florida, in the Jaguar Stadium because of Hurricane Ida. So
more fans will be in the pool there, in their pool in the end zone, than they'll probably be at the game.
Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, big weekend, college and NFL. All right, the game of the week. Here we go. We've got a little Baker Mayfield and a little Patrick Mahomes, the Cleveland Browns and Kansas City Chiefs. Lee, what do you see?
Boy, this should be a fun game here. Love how the NFL, they get those matchups. They put them together week one, so get you interested from the start. And this should be a shootout. You want to get Kansas City and Cleveland for free? Be one of the first 5 callers. Just call 800-400-9741. Again, the number 1-800-400-9741. And if you want to get our 50-unit max wager, all you need to do, go to ParamountSports.com.
50-unit max wager. I like that. 50-unit max wager, ParamountSports.com. First 5 callers get the Kansas City-Cleveland game right now, 800-400-9741. Lee Sterling on the Modelo guest line with ParamountSports.com. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Have a great weekend.
You too. All right, so there you go. He picked North Carolina State. He likes Kentucky. By the way, this does not mean that he's playing all these games. He ties in local games to make it make sense, although he could be playing 1 or 2 of these. He picked North Carolina State, Blake, and he thinks Green Bay on a neutral field against Houdat Nation and all of our Houdat fans listening. He believes Green Bay should be 2.5, 3 points more favored. This game is in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium, which is, it's pretty cool. Blake and I have been several times, and I'll say this again about what's cool about that stadium is you can stay at a nice hotel on the water downtown, and you can be at the stadium in 5 minutes, and that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm with him. Displaced New Orleans Saints team, with all that they've been dealing with over the last 2 weeks, you would think Green Bay should handle this one fairly easily.
Royce Newman, Ole Miss, on the Green Bay offensive line. Elton Jenkins, Mississippi State, on the Green Bay offensive line. Colin Hill made the team.
That's right. And Preston Smith on defense.
Colin Hill may end up staying in the league 4 or 5 years and doing some cool things. I mean, he is built perfect for the NFL. And as people think he didn't have a great career because he ended up quitting the team or getting moved out, whatever you want to say, last year, his sophomore and junior years at Mississippi State, were unbelievable. And that was in a crappy Joe Moorhead offense. Kylan Hill's the deal. Very, very talented and built like a freight train. SEC Insider Hit coming up next.